Joined now by Raptors head coach Darko Rajakovic. Coach, thank you for doing this. When you think about the summer, right, you put together a pretty jam-packed summer, off-season for the guys, workouts, so forth. Either they really like you or they really like one another because they keep showing up, right? So just take us through what the off-season looked like.
Well, this off-season was a lot of work. When we finished the season, we had a very clear plan for the guys. And we really stressed importance of our players to get in amazing shape and to get in championship shape, and also to importance of them spending time with each other. And the buy-in was outstanding. I never seen a summer like this, that players spend so much time around each other, that they organized on their own opportunities to spend time in Austin or Newport Beach. Whole team showed up in Las Vegas. So this is a group that's very, very connected and committed to each other.
Well, you talk about, being connected and getting in shape. When you think about this roster, and take us deeper beyond being interchangeable and length, because all 30 teams feel that same way. What excites you about this group, and specifically offensively, what's the philosophy going to be with this team?
Well, what really excites me about this team is the chemistry on the team, and it's how much those guys want to compete and win. That's what really stands out. And our identity this year has to be, we have to double down on defensive end and really to dominate on that side of the floor. At the same time, we have one more year under the belt. We added players like Brandon Ingram and Sandro Mamukelashvili, players that are approaching their prime in NBA. I think those guys are going to help us on offensive end tremendously. So we got to be a team that's going to be scrappy and to really turn the teams over and create opportunities. We got to continue developing our offensive style of play with attacking down the throat and being really aggressive and trying to score in transition.
Perfect segue. You talk about developing the offensive side of the floor. Now you add a big fish into the mix. Brandon Ingram. He's also been with the team since we've acquired him about 7 months ago. How do you integrate him into this team, into your rotation? Because he is a guy that's pretty comfortable playing with the basketball in his hands.
Well, that's a great thing about the roster that we have right now. We have multiple players that are capable to do that. So he's just going to be another extra talented player who's going to be in that mix. What we need to understand is that there is only one ball. We need to have great ball movement. We need to play off of each other. And I know that Brandon is going to have a great buy-in and that he's going to help elevate this whole group.
So when you talk about Brandon and guys like Scottie, I think the underlying question is, when you have that level of talent, is it on the players to adapt to the system, or is it on yourself and the coaches to sort of build a system that fits the players?
I think it's both. I mean, I have to be adaptable and to adjust our schemes to fit the best roster that we have and the talent that we have. Also, players, they need to be able to adjust to each other, to understand what are the strengths of the teammates and how they can help the team and help their teammates. So obviously, this is a very new roster. There is a lot of changes. Even last year, we did not have chance to see our starters to play a lot because of all the injuries that we had. So I'm really hoping that we're going to have a healthy team and that this team is going to have time to gel together.
When you think about Scottie, right, the face of this organization, you've coached a number of teams. I've also played for a number of teams, and the toughest thing is for the face to adjust when there's more talent, right, on the floor. For Scottie, now that the dust has settled a bit, we've seen him as a facilitator. We've seen him, as a defender, taking on a leadership role. For him now, what do you expect out of Scottie, and how do you maximize Scottie with Brandon on the floor?
I think the roster that we have this year is going to really showcase who really Scottie is. And he's a winning player. He's a player that really commands a lot of attention on defensive end. He's a player who's really committed on defensive end, and he, in my opinion, is one of the best defenders in this league. And he's a leader of this group. He's a great communicator. He's always trying to build his teammates. And I think this group that we have are going to really showcase all of those talents and what Scottie brings to the table.
Okay, so this is going to be the fun part. We want to go through some film with you. Just take us through some of these actions, and a lot of teams run motion, right? And we want to look at some of our motion from last season. it's organized chaos. But just basketball for dummies, just break this down for us.
As you can see on this position over here, we're playing with a small lineup. We have players that are capable to do multiple things, to play multiple positions. So we really don't want the ball to be stuck at any point of time. We want to be really aggressive from the start of the possession, and we don't want to hold the ball. So Scottie starts the possession with a handoff. Quickly we make decision to swing the ball to the other side. We're trying to move defense from one side of the floor to another, going to another action. Being unpredictable on offense is something that's going to be really hard for defenses to guard. So we do have our principles, the spacing and who needs to cut in what part of the floor and where and when, but we also want to be very unpredictable.
So when you have those cuts, is there a signal? Is there anything that triggers those guys to make those moves?
For sure, we do have triggers in every possession for example, over here, after we swing the ball to Scottie, we're right away going into pick and roll with a 5-man. We gotta continue playing from there. Space needs to reorganize on the weak side once the ball moves. Once we throw the ball to post up, we gotta be constantly moving, and over here we finish with a great cut and a dunk by Jacoby.
Well, that's a great one because I counted about 8 passes. My favorite is when you get Scottie with the basketball in the post. You think about the offense this year, are we gonna see anything that you would consider innovative? I know a couple teams last season used this no ball screen offense, right? And from what you envision with this group, anything that comes to mind?
Well, we're going to continue to maximize potential and talent of our players. We're going to have a couple of new schemes, a couple of new principles. I think it's very important for the team that this is this young, that we also have continuity. In continuity in some play calls, continuity in reads. So I think this is just going to be another upgrade for us, and obviously adding more talent is going to really help with all of that.
This one's it's defense, right? I'm sure you're going to love this one. It's a gift and a curse for players because you also show your ability and your capability. You go to the film room, and now everybody knows, and everybody's going to hold you accountable to this level of play. So I'm going to push it back for you. The ball pressure by Scottie.
Well, everything starts with ball pressure in our defense. We want to make our opponents uncomfortable dribbling the ball and passing the ball. Ball is the one that scores, right? So we gotta really be focused at any point of time. Where is the ball to attack? This year we worked, this offseason we worked really hard analyzing how to take our defense to another level, and I think you're going to be able to recognize those situations. We really want to be all over the ball and create more steals this year.
So is that the ball pressure early up on the court, the higher pickup points, is that going to be one of the pillars? Because the second half of the season, second rated, at post All-Star break, second rated best defense.
For sure. As I said, everything starts on the ball and how we guarding the ball. That player that's guarding the ball, we call him MIG, most important guy.
All right.
Everything starts with that. And when you pressure full court and when you slow down teams and they're now playing out of their comfort level, we want to be dominating on defensive end. We do not want to defend ourselves. We want to be the ones attacking and dominating the game on defensive end.
I think this one's a double-edged. Because you have Emmanuel quickly sidelined out of bounds, and you drew this play up late in the game against the Clippers for him, and he's one of the guys that can knock down shots, right? So take us through this play right here as well, but I think one of the underlying questions, again, is the spacing on the floor for this team. A ton of talent, but also the spacing. He's one of the guys that can really knock it down.
Well, we do like when Quickly is playing off the ball. He's the player that has really good reads, that especially when he's catching the ball off of those situations when defense is a little bit sagging off of him and they're late. And he's the player that's right now on our team, he's analytically the best player attacking closeouts. So anytime when we can put him in those situations, the defense is a little bit late, and to find those opportunities for him to shoot the ball, he knows that he has a green light and team knows, so we're going to be looking even more for this year from him.
So we look to explore him off the basketball a bit more?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And then lastly,
And the way to do that is getting him off the ball early in the possession, so later on ball can come back to him. And also when you have players like R.J. Barrett and Scottie and Brandon Ingram, who are also very good with the ball and capable of creating in closeouts, capable of creating pick and rolls and DHOs, that's going to open up even more for quickly.
from big picture, what is the key to building off a rebuilding year?
Well, it's a second year of a rebuild, right? And I think the most important thing is for us to have consistency and continuity.
Yeah.
You know, so last year, unfortunately, because of all the injuries, we did not see our roster playing together. So that was the big emphasis in off-season for all the guys to be healthy, to get in great shape, so we can actually see what we have. You know, we'll need some time and some patience from everybody for those guys to start gelling and playing off of each other. But I think the sky's the limit for this roster, and I think we're in the right place to make the next jump for us.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you so much.
All righty.